Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another podcast. I think this is our 12th one, yeah? Hudaifa?
I think it is our 12th one, yeah.
And today we have two guests.
For the first time.
Deen versus Dunya. You guys might know them. So beside me I have Abdul Salam, and beside Hudaifa,
Brother Fawaz here.
Brother Fawaz.
We can get them to introduce themselves, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum guys, so I'm Fuad Shola. So I'm one of a co-founder of Deen versus Dunya, myself and Abdul Salam obviously. Towards the end of 2019, we thought of Deen versus Dunya, and we basically wanted this platform that's going to enable the youth. Obviously we see what's happening today with the youth, you know, towards ignorance, so we aim to take them out of ignorance.
Stole our name.
So so we obviously started that. I'll let Islam talk a bit more about it.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Abdul Salam. Just the average Jeep. I don't think anything special, but yeah, myself and Fawaz, we found this platform, and the main goal and our motto with Deen versus Dunya is seeing Islam through the eyes of the youth. So basically, we just see things in a way that youth can talk to someone that's their age. Do you understand? We can talk to people who are like around the same age, ask questions about the Deen, and they won't feel shy anymore. Yeah. So that's the main reason why we made that platform.
How long have you had the platform going for?
From 2019.
2019, like December time.
I think we started in Ramadan, no?
Nah, that's when
the debate
became
started.
So what's the topic that we're going to be speaking about today? We'll let the guests introduce the topic.
Everybody loves it now.
So today, inshallah, we'll be speaking about marriage, inshallah, young people and marriage specifically.
And why is it important for young people to be married, do you think, Abdul Salam?
I feel like, as far as mentioned at the very beginning, there's so much fitna around. Even that's number one. And again, aside from the fitna, like to make people focused and grounded, because as you get older, there's so much things that cause distraction, especially the opposite gender. So once you're married, you can be grounded to a level. So
you have responsibilities basically. You have to provide, so you have to work, and when you work, you're away from distractions, you're away from bad friends. That's what you're trying to say, yeah?
But it's not easy to marry right nowadays. Like, parents are making it difficult for us, do you think?
100%. Like, you know, in terms of marriage, parents are always a huge barrier. You know, especially nowadays, it's become more difficult than ever. You know, and we look back in our parents' time, all the things that they complain about. Like, I know personally, like, you know, my dad wasn't the richest man when he married my mom. Only the things they look for today, it just wasn't a thing back with them. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like with each generation, marriage is becoming more and more difficult, you know?
Especially in our generation now.
Like, 100%, man.
and even the age is kind of like increasing, you know? Like now, I was 22 when I was married. And when you tell people, they're like, what, you're so young, you know? They're like, why you get married when
like,
you're so
I'm speaking to my friends and they're telling me I'm planning to get married at 28, 30,
crazy. 25,
like subhanallah, by that time, you know, when I would be like, Allah protect us.
But like guys that age, I think they get married easier than girls than that age.
I agree with you, but you know, back when I was younger.
Do you think?
Yes.
I kind of disagree. I think girls more get married younger than guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh right, so yeah, 100%.
Whether you like it or not, girls have a biological clock. That's
true. Menopause, that's true. I agree with you. Where a man can go, like there's cases now, even in the Middle East, despite the fact that it's a different culture, but it still exists and it's still accepted in these areas. Men that are old, if they have money, they're gonna get married, bro. And the women are happy marrying that man. Do you get me?
Yeah.
No matter what the intention is, it's still culturally acceptable, you know? And I remember back in the day, bro, when I was younger, if a man was getting married, see now like with the boys, they say, oh, 32, 35, want to enjoy my life and get married. Back home, if that's the case, people are like, there's probably something wrong with this guy, you know? There's probably something biologically wrong with
or he's doing something behind the back.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, by the time you're 30, let's be honest, like, there's so much, especially in this side in the West, even back home,
even 26,
like by the time you get to that age, you'd have seen so many things, you'd have seen so many temptations and everything. And as Muslims, this is a test. Do you know what I mean? We're supposed to come towards what's halal. Marriage is not haram, so we shouldn't be like, parents almost make it like haram at this age. You know what I mean?
It's actually a thing where, you know, sometimes I think to myself, gee, I'm saying, like our parents today not gonna answer for some of the zina that's going on today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's something you have to ask yourself, because when they're like there's so much requirements before you can, you know, make that jump. You need to have this, you need to have this, you need to have this. This guy is thinking, do you know what I'm saying? I'm only starting my life, you know, and like it pains me, because it's like, how can we say Allah is Ar-Razak, but you're making this guy need to have all of these things? Do you really have trust in him? Do you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, that puts, like, marriage is not even an idea in a young man's head. And what's he going to replace it with? Zina.
Yeah.
Wallahi, bro, I was speaking to doing a khutbah in Brighton last Friday, and I was like to the men, you will be asked about your children. If you have enough provision, and me personally, my personal idea, I believe if a person has his own room that is big enough, okay, his father is able to help him, and he's able to help himself with the basics. He should get married. He shouldn't be delaying it. You know?
That's different in a Nigerian household, bro. In
different cultures, bro.
Like for me, I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters. There's no way I'm bringing a girl in my house. Yeah. With 3 brothers in the house.
There's things that make it harder. I had the exact same thing in my house. You know, I have a younger brother that's still old. He's like 20 now. My older brother is 26, and it was the exact same thing. You know, when I first got married, that was the most difficult thing. Until my older brother moved out, you know, my younger brother barely came to the house. So I was able to stay in my parents' house for a couple of months until I was able to stand on my own feet.
I don't know why you guys are even taking it. I don't think people need to move in with each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's something that's big for me, you know. I don't even need to, you don't need to bring that to your family home. Why can't you guys? That's the thing. If you man are married together, do you know what I'm saying, and one person is living in this house, she's living in her home, you guys, whenever you guys link each other, meet each other, you can still do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying, on a halal basis.
I agree with you.
I feel like when I say that I remember I said that to one parent, like, I don't have to move it. Why are you guys making it difficult? But they were saying like that would be like boyfriend and girlfend thing. You're not
halal.
That's halal.
Like, why would you make something haram, or like why would you detest or hate something that is permissible?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
They almost make
but
it haram. But what I think with young marriage is like, whether you move in or whether your wife is doesn't live close to you, it's always going to be hard at the very beginning, at the initial stage. You have to be ready for that, because you're doing something for the sake of Allah. Allah says there will be hardship, but after the hardship you find ease. But once you have the iman, you have I'm doing this for Allah, then just know the long run is going to be easy.
Yes, 100%. And bro, even sorry for to cut you off, but marriage is a means to get rizq. There was a man that came to Prophet Muhammad and he was poor, and he told him, I'm poor. Prophet Muhammad told him, get married. And he got married, and he came back, he said, I'm still poor. He said, get married to another one. Afterwards he became one of the richest people in Medina. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, He says, do not kill your children from fear of poverty, because we provide for them and we provide for you. And when you get married, the man has to provide for his family. So the rizq of the woman and the rizq of the children, if they have any children, will go to the man. You understand what I'm trying to say? And wallahi, bro, I experienced that firsthand. Wallahi, bro. You know?
Then you don't know when the money's coming from, just coming.
Wallahi, you don't know. Like, I remember when I got married, my family came together and we have it culturally where they all kind of give you, like, each member of a family, they give you money, you know? And then I was like, what, subhanallah, where did this come from, you know? Because I remember before I got married, bro, I counted everything, you know? For example, I'm working, my wages are this is going to go for a bus fare, this is going to go for petrol a week, you know? This is going to go for shopping, you know? Because I was like, I don't care, I'm going to get married, you know? Because I need to protect myself, you know? So bro, trust me, I had to think of everything. And then what happened after I got married? Nothing went according to plan, and everything was so much better. Wallahi, bro, so much easier by the will of Allah.
Like Allah says, وَإِن يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاء يُغْنِيكُمُ اللَّهُ مِن فَضْلِهِ. Like He will provide for you. And in this context, He was actually talking about the slaves in Medina. He wasn't talking about us. So if Allah is talking about like slaves, like what about us? Like He's going to provide for us regardless. So we need to think about this. Like many of us, and it's not, I don't think it's the young people's fault as well. I feel like it's the parents that are getting this mindset into us, and because they didn't do it, they feel like we should.
I feel like, I know we have to look in the opposite way. Like, why are parents doing this? Like, why they tend us to
but have you heard the one, like, you know, go fast to kill your like your desires, isn't it? They tell you to fast, like it's from a hadith.
Yeah, but I know
some guys are skinny.
But like, I know for me, my parents will allow me, but like, you know, like as a man, you wanna be able to provide for your wife, so you don't marry younger. That's for me. Like, so I want to do certain things for my wife, or want to be able to give her some things. So I feel like marrying young is not that time. You know what I mean? It's not the time I can provide for her. That's why I feel like that's why a lot of guys now.
I disagree, bro.
So you
think you marry a girl now?
Yeah, well, I'll explain why. Okay, so like so many times we plan for the future, bro. You could be like, okay, inshallah, I'm 26. Yeah, I'm gonna be stable. Then what happens if Allah takes away your job?
Listen. I know. I get you.
Even when you're married and you're rich, that could go away.
I get you.
People act like we can see the future. Allah is the alim al-ghaib. He's the knower of the unseen. We don't know anything.
I know. Allah is the ultimate planner, but as a human being, you still have to plan a bit. You can't, like for example, you say Allah will protect you. Yeah, I'm gonna leave my door open. No, you do your bit. That's what I'm saying. If you have nothing and you want to get married, come on.
But part of doing your bit is getting married.
I know. No, listen.
No, but once you
do your bit to prepare.
Going to what Fuad was on about, like have your 3 keys. So he's on about a key to a house, key to a car. I can't remember the last one, but you need to have at least something. That was the
You need to have at least ridiculous. You see, these are the type of things that you run away from life.
You need to have at least.
The problem.
Let's say you want to get married tomorrow.
No,
you need to be working a job.
Of course. Get married.
The problem is not about the 3 keys. The problem is that we want the highest end of things. That's the problem. Like we want okay, 30. Someone working a 30K job. They put, I don't have enough to get married. But say that people want to be really, really rich. That's the problem we have now. Yeah. We won't be able to provide everything. But
that's what I'm saying. Like we need to focus on basics. You know what I'm saying? Because how many people have we seen that ended up successful? Majority of the time they had someone behind them. They had a woman. Because let's be honest, a lot of the youth today, the reason that boundary between us and success is looking at the opposite gender.
Okay, let me give you something. Do you think a girl? The girls at this time, we're gonna marry. No, do you think girls this generation, are gonna go for a guy who doesn't have his life sorted?
Okay, how about this, Fuad? How about this? Look, how about this? Get married, same way Fawaz and Abdussalam said, you don't have to move in, you're still going in the same way. Okay, if let's say you're not married, but it's it protects you from the haram. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's kind of similar. Let's be honest. It's similar to the concept of boyfriend and girlfriend, but without responsibility. At the same time, you keep working towards your goals. You know what I mean? And when you have enough money, then you can buy her whatever you want. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You can give her your dreams, but at the same time, you're protecting yourself and she's protecting herself from fitna. Does that make sense?
That's beautiful because it's that sense of she didn't just come with you, she didn't just join the car when it was already moving.
You worked
but she helped you start the car. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. I'm totally supporting you, but I'm saying that majority of the girls,
let's talk.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, I may be wrong.
Well, you'd be surprised that a lot of girls would love to get married and just get afaf, and they want just the bare minimum. You know what I mean?
Going back to Fuad's question that he made, like, would these girls be suitable and all that for these nowadays, anyways? Like that, I think that's the problem with the youth. We're not marrying for taqwa. We hear like things that turn away boys of this generation is like hearing prices like mahar prices and stuff like this. We're trying to get married for we're trying to get married for taqwa. If you have the taqwa inside your heart, you wouldn't care if the guy is a bum, but if he has
you're not gonna marry a bum as well though.
No, but if he has good manners and he's planning to do something good with himself, then why not?
Let me ask you a question directly. So you have a daughter, inshallah, may Allah will give us righteous daughters.
I'm not married yet, but I have a daughter.
Okay, inshallah, you have a daughter, you're married, you have a daughter, everything, okay? And now one man, he's okay, you know what I'm saying, with finances, okay, he's not too bad. Okay, he's just getting by, I'd say, right? And his deen, everything excellent. His manners, everything excellent, But then you have another person on the other hand, the other guy, he's rich, but his manners are meh, his deen is meh. Do you know what I'm saying? Who are you going to give your daughter to? Do you know what I'm saying?
Question, I get you.
Exactly, so that's what I'm saying. So unfortunately, it's easy to say, I'll give my daughter to the guy with the best deen and everything. But let's look at what the fathers of the day are doing. They're not doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the guy who has the most money. Is he stable right now? Is he able to take care of my daughter? That's who they're focusing on.
I feel like,
but that's why we need to change it. It needs to come back to the question of taqwa. this person have more taqwa? Nowadays we measure on money. We measure, well, or this person is this rich, or this person has this, they have this property. But we should actually measure on taqwa, measure on how close they are to Allah. Is this brother or sister that I'm willing to get married to? How's the connection with the mosque? Are they known in the mosque and stuff like that? These are the questions we should be asking.
100%, bro. But let's be honest, like we live in a times where it's just not the same. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, I feel like I'm not here to attack anyone, but like all this is all good theoretically, but practically this is not the case. It's not the case that like nowadays, like you have most of these girls, like it's not even about love or loyalty or anything. It's about peace.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's the mindset they were raised.
Yeah, I've always.
I'm not saying.
Even when I'm looking to get married, it doesn't matter how much I'm sitting on. She's not gonna know how much I'm sitting on because more time you don't know why she's with you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta play it down. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't need to let them know what you have. Let them know what you're on. Do you know what I'm saying? So more time you want a woman. Like I've always said it. You're gonna have that doubt at the back of your mind if you marry when you're, you know, at a high level. Why is this woman with me? Do you know what I'm saying? Is she with me for my deen? Is she with me for my character? Or is she with me for my money? Do you know what I'm saying? And of course you want someone because let's be honest, Allah can take your risk next day, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? How many people have we seen, they were millionaires, billionaires, next day they ain't got nothing, do you know what I'm saying? And we've seen the opposite as well in truth. Some people who are broke and then the next day they're sitting on millions, do you know what I'm saying? So we see these type of things happening, which is why in my opinion, you need someone who's going to be there with you, do you know what I'm saying, in times that are good and bad. Because let's be, marriage, money is the last thing in actual marriage, do you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to it.
I think
not last thing, but do you know what I mean?
Practically, I get you. Like I'm all for the deen, yeah. But like especially now, it's very hard. Like Salam was saying earlier on, like before the chat. Nowadays, you get the girls like, mashallah, they're how do I say this? They're on good deen, yeah.
Yeah.
But if they go, I don't want to say this.
Say it, bro. No,
I can't
say
say.
it. It's normal, bro.
Say
It's
it
normal,
raw, bro.
It's normal, bro. Just be real.
Oh, for me, yeah, some of the girls like nowadays, yeah, they come in and they have good deen.
Yeah.
They have good everything, yeah.
But you don't find them attractive.
But you don't find them attractive.
Okay.
So you're saying she does. Okay, cool.
What?
We've established. Okay.
Okay. But like nowadays, I feel like especially now in looking nowadays, it's difficult to find your suited match. I know there's no one perfect for you, but like
I think everyone should have a criteria when they go to get married. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Obviously, one of them is what first thing I'm looking for is deen. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we have to do it in stages. If she doesn't pass this stage, she's not even making it to round 2. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because I see some guys in it, they're okay with being with a girl that's not T-pan. Me, I'm not a reverend.
I feel sorry for them
Yeah.
brothers because there'll be good practices.
Yeah,
but
I'm not doing a project.
She's
You know
good
what I'm
looking
saying?
or
Exactly.
something. They'll forget about their deen.
It's not.
someone said I shouldn't take on a project.
Yeah, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna take on a project. It's not like obviously at the end of the day, you guys are gonna end up carrying each other to the path of Allah, inshallah, closer and closer. But I'm not gonna pick a girl who's not wearing hijab, marry her, and then say, okay, after she's done, I have my criteria as well. She must cover her hair. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want someone who doesn't sin at all. Kullu bani Adam khata, all sinners. Okay. But me, I'm just saying that.
So what's your criteria?
My criteria, just deen. Okay, first deen. Obviously, like character and everything is important as well, because you know there's people who are perfect in deen, but their character is horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we can move on to how does she look? Do you know what I'm saying? Background, everything, because at the same time.
Wait, what's the first thing you're gonna see? Do you see her
Exactly.
deen? Or do you see her character?
Cool,
You're looking at her
You
face
see,
first.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if I see like obviously you don't just see a beautiful girl walk up to her. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not how we Muslims walk. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
So
I agree with
at the
you.
end of the day, you're gonna hear, you're gonna be seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you hear stuff,
Yeah, oh, this sister did it. Mashallah, do you know what I'm saying?
and they contact you and don't Islam.
No.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Like to be honest with you, bro, that's how before I got married, the first thing that I noticed from my wife, because let's be honest, bro, we live in a society where you see nakedness everywhere.
Exactly.
You know, so when you see like the first thing, it's not
today it's not that hot, so on our way up.
They have clothes, but they don't have clothes on.
Like when you see someone and you think their potential for marriage is not because how beautiful they are. Though, for me personally, I'm speaking for myself. If a sister is gonna catch my eye, she's gonna be for marriage. The first thing for me is the way she dresses. That's the first thing, bro.
I'm telling you, that is so.
Is she wearing it? Is she wearing a abaya? Is she wearing dressed modestly? That's the first thing, bro.
I can say that 100% about me and him, because whenever we see a sister who's dressed nicely, like if a sister is dressed inappropriately, more time. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm getting angry. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even like to come out my yard in summer. Do you know what I'm saying anymore? But when it's a pattern sister, bro, mashallah, look at that sister. May Allah bless her for every drop of sweat. Like you're
I
just
remember I
making
said
dua
a comment.
Allah, that's so true, bro.
I said a comment I put on my story. I goes, may Allah bless all the sisters that wear hijab in this hot weather. And some of the hijabis are like, shut up. You don't know anything about it. I was like, sorry.
But that's not good though.
Nah, but I don't know. That's probably how I felt. I was like, alright, sorry.
What Dave was saying, for me, one of the most important things is how you dress. Like, if you're in a marriage, yeah, you don't want to. Obviously, you're gonna fight in marriage.
Bro.
Obviously, you're gonna fight, but you don't want to be fighting about what you're wearing outside.
I'm not taking on projects, bro. Where she's like,
I know, but like,
listen,
are we not projects?
I promise you, everything's gonna be patterned. I'm gonna change.
Are we not
just for you?
Whoa,
now you're married, so she knows. No, but I mean like beginner's projects. You know what I'm saying? I'm not starting the project from the beginning. The parents should have brought it to some extent.
Who are gonna marry the projects?
What? The projects can marry the projects.
I'll tell you what it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers it.
Like for example, revert.
No.
Reverts.
Bro, there are some reverts that are better than the Muslim Protestant.
I don't think we can drop that one.
No.
Because there's some reverts that wallahi their deen is even better than us.
I know, because they learn religion.
Wallahi sure. And wallahi bro, there's even like I know a lot of my brothers that are married to Yaqub Kasori. I was with him yesterday. He's married to a revert. Hassan, his wife is about to convert to Islam. What's his name? Osama Ba'tura. His wife is a revert and he has a kid from her. MashaAllah. Most of the boys that I know, they're married to reverts. Why? Because their criteria is less. That's number one. And they want afaf, they want a Muslim guy that helps them to practice their deen, practice their religion. And their parents, some of them fight the man, but some of them are laid back in terms of conditions because they're used to boyfriend and girlfriend thing. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but the good thing from that is the fact that they're easy when it comes to the man. Do you get me? You know, you can go out and you can live on small provisions. They don't mind that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You get me, bro? And at the same time, these sisters that are reverts, wallahi, bro, you see the way they dress, you see the way, like, because my wife, most of her friends now are reverts, Muslims, you know, and she always says that she's like, mashallah, they give dawah, the way they dress, you know, the way they respect as well. If I walk, they're gonna move away. You know what I mean? They don't even say salam alaikum to me, and I find that I'm happy about that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's a good thing. You get what I'm trying to say? Well, so when it comes to your question that I asked, who's gonna marry the projects? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What was this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الطيبات للطيبين والطيبون للطيبات. The pure ones are for the pure men. Pure women are for the pure men. And pure men are for the pure woman. And likewise he said, the evil women are for the evil men. And the evil men are for the evil woman. If you want a good person, you need to be good yourself. And if you're a bad person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna give you a bad person. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
You get me, bro? So these projects, they're gonna find projects that will marry them because likes attract.
I don't like the way we're using the word project.
Let's keep it projects though. Do you know what I'm saying?
We can't be using the word project.
It might be derogatory. It might say derogatory.
If you want to say projects,
all projects.
Yeah, all projects, of course, but we're just at different levels of the projects. You know what I'm saying? None of the projects are completed because we're all sinners, okay? But some of them, the boxes have just been opened. Some of them are built to a steady extent. You know what I'm saying? So there's all different levels to the thing. Now, I don't agree with a woman who doesn't, you know, she doesn't cover her hair, and then she's looking for, you know, something man.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Know your levels. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, it's the truth. Same thing with a man. You know, if a man is not praying,
men love to do that as well. They'll be going out partying with their mates, but then they'll be like, I need someone who's covered up.
When he stays at home.
I have one of my Christian friends. He said like, he does his thing. Let's just say that. Yeah. He does his thing, and I'm like saying like, when you get married, would you want your wife to be doing the same thing as you? No, she can't have any counts.
Double standards.
Is that not double standards? Like,
okay, you never marry these girls.
Yeah, you never marry these girls. So this is
someone's daughter. Anyway,
this is
you know what I mean.
This is for fun.
Just the point where he says we're all projects. I agree with that. It might come across that we're arrogant. Wallahi, we're not. And you're right. A lot of us have started off at a certain stage. You know what I mean? Where we were nothing, you know, and we knew nothing about the deen.
And even 2 years back, or 1 year back, like we're so ignorant about it.
Never know. Allah guides who.
Allah guides whom He wills, as you said, you know, and we're not looking down at anyone. But as my brother Fawaz said, people are at different levels, you know, and it's only fair if you're practicing. It's only fair that you want someone that's the same as you,
or even higher, a bit.
to bring you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to pull them back. But the point I'm trying to make is likes attract likes, and a lot of the time there are brothers that I know that are Muslim, you know, but they don't care if their wife doesn't wears a hijab or doesn't wear hijab. Do you get me? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Not me, but I know some guys
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, my point of view is nowadays, unfortunately, like the sisters, they are not allowed to have a preference as men anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? One of the debates we have in a group, I said a criteria for me to marry a woman, is she must pray salah. Imagine how basic this is, right? We said, and imagine people are arguing on this debate. Muslim sisters, how can you judge her? How is that judging someone if I don't want someone who doesn't pray salah like that? So when we have kids, my kids are now going to be looking like, Dad, why are you praying but mommy isn't? You know what I'm saying? Things like this is why I think it's so
people need to
important.
understand that it's just a preference. You can again, the project word again. You can be acceptable of a project, and I may be like, no, I don't want. I want someone that's better than me, man.
Yeah, apparently, why is it such a big issue when
we're gonna get in trouble for using this word project?
All projects, though, we've said that we disclaimer, or all projects.
Now let's move aside. Let's talk about another thing I see with marriages that kind of hinders the youth is culture clash. I think that's a big one.
Fuad, yeah, Fuad.
I think that's a big one.
I'll explain my opinion of that, yeah. Let's be honest, as the youths of today, when we go to school, we see all different cultures. When it's not the same as our parents. Our parents are from a set country, all they know is those people, right?
True.
So one Nigerian, for example, my parents were raised around Nigerians, solely, do you get what I'm saying? Now we're in a Western country. I was raised with an Iranian brother, I was raised with a Palestinian brother, everything, do you get what I'm saying? There's different cultures, so we know how to make it work.
We're a lot more accepted, and especially now because we live in the same culture.
Exactly.
You know exactly. So, like, Fawaz is Nigerian, but I agree with everything he says so far, despite the fact that I'm Iraqi. But we live in the same society, we see the same things, you get me? Same thing with a woman. My wife is Arab, but she's not from the same nationality as me. You get me?
Yeah.
It's no problem. I know a lot of brothers, as I mentioned, one is Algerian, one is Tunisian, half Albanian, but they're married to Irish. You know, one is Libyan, they're married to Irish, and you know they're married into different nationalities. No problem whatsoever. You know, the main problem will be for the parents, as far as mentioned.
And that's my problem. Like parents today realize you're not the one that's getting married. You're not getting married.
We talked about this actually. Like, unfortunately, they are the ones that get married in their head.
Yeah.
You see, before, I don't know about any other culture, but I know from Nigerian culture, like your parents have already pre-planned your wedding, and they see themselves dancing and everything with the family.
Exactly.
They know exactly how it's gonna be. They can tell you this is how your wedding's gonna be. Like, so they already have that image, and when you go against the image or you go against the narrative, they're kind of like, you betrayed me. You went to go pick someone that's not from our culture.
You raised me in a Western
I raised you.
I'm not gonna end up the same.
They'll say something like, I raised you for like 18 years of your life just for you to do this.
That's my problem. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially with the culture thing, because Islam teaches us, and this is why racism, is still a huge problem. The Prophet ﷺ, in one of his last, khutbah, what did he say? He said, no Arab man is superior to a non-Arab, no black man is superior to a white man. Do you get what I'm saying? This is something that the Prophet ﷺ taught us. So many of our parents, they won't admit it, they are racist. It's true.
Yes.
We like to hide it, just because we pray toe to toe in the masjid. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no sense of racism. But the minute you're like, no to this guy because this person is from Somali, do you get what I'm saying? I know the Somali dads, they don't really like the black guys, do you get what I'm saying? It's true. There has to be a Somali guy. But you're racist. And you can hide it whatever way you want.
My dad, for me, my dad says that he doesn't want me to marry.
Preference is different.
Okay, you define that.
Preference.
What's
so
preference?
My mom and parents, of course every parent would preferably like you to marry someone of the same. But when you deny someone based on where they're from, exactly.
I get you.
And you can clearly see, let's make it clear, and you can clearly see that the deen, the akhlaq, everything is good, and you say, because they're not from
that's
the
racism.
That's racism.
Okay, when everything's, all the criteria is there.
Cool, can I ask you a question? You're going for a job, right? There's another guy, and the guy hires one guy just because he's from the same place. Are you not going to argue racism?
Oh,
so what's the difference? Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Wallahi, bro, I agree with you. I know a lot of Arabs that are like that. When it comes to a man that's suitable, his akhlaq are 10 out of 10. His deen is 10 out of 10, you know what I mean? But they refuse him and the daughter wants him, and they might have changed together, you get me? And they have known each other previously, but they would deny him just based on racism. 100% racism, bro. I agree with
I
you.
get
You know, and I think not to diss our Desi brothers, but I think the
Desi.
Desis, they have that, bro. Desis or Desis,
Oh,
you know, they have that a lot. You know, the parents are like, you're gonna marry someone from back home, from the village. That's it. If you marry someone outside of not the person that I choose for you, I disown you.
But I
What?
do get it to an extent
true.
because sometimes the parents will say, "Oh, if you're gonna marry someone that's from outside the culture, how are you gonna communicate
Yeah.
to them and speak to them? We want to be speaking our own."
Aki, I repeat, it's not you getting married. You don't need to communicate with them day to day.
Let me
You
just-
speak
to an
English.
extent.
It's
You know
not-
what I'm saying? No, you speak
What
English,
about if the
bro.
parents
Dave,
don't speak English?
when you marry someone, you marry the family as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You marry the family as
to an
well.
extent, though.
Don't
I get you, I get you.
One in the hadith where Prophet Muhammad says,
so.
تنكح المرأة لأربع, where he says the woman is married for 4. And he said one of them is her relatives. But at the same time, he said the first thing is deen.
Deen.
You know, that's the number one thing, you know. And at the same time, if the family have akhlaq, when you get married to their family, it doesn't mean because of if they're a different race, you're not going to accept them, you know, or if they have a different culture. No, as long as they have akhlaq, as long as you can get on with each other, that shouldn't be a barrier. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, as Brother Fawaz says, you're getting married to the woman. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I get you, bro.
You know, even if you're trying to communicate, you still speak English. You get me?
Some parents can't speak.
No, let's say
Stop
something.
doing
Bro,
that,
but
bro.
let's be
How many
realistic.
parents
Bro.
today are just speak one language? Wake up,
Some
bro.
parents.
Bro,
Very, very rare.
I'm telling
we
you,
like to bring
they
these butts in ifs
But
just to
it
prove our
is true
points.
because we are the first, whether you like or not, we are one of the first.
Okay.
Yeah,
generations
exactly.
to
Cool.
come into Europe.
Can I go into that a little bit? Okay.
go.
Cool. So you guys are speaking of, you know, we don't speak English. How many times have we been to? There's still generic words. We understand. You don't need to be. I don't know why they're acting like you man are gonna live with each other.
That's
Both of
true.
the parents.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? As long as
You have to- you have to-
even a smile is enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
You're having an
Listen.
argument with your wife, and
Exactly.
your wife wants to now tell your mom that, or your son's doing this to me, doing that. But let's say they're close to that.
Just lie.
Maybe they're not snitching, but they're just saying.
You don't want them to tell your
You
parents
decide to
about
act off a bit. Are you gonna be doing?
More time.
No.
More time if
Listen,
my wife is going to
that's what I'm
snitch to my
saying.
mom. She's not my wife
Theoretically,
anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? What is that business? Me, I think we're married.
What about
Me
you?
and you are
No,
fighting.
to be honest-
we're fighting together.
Yeah.
No outs, unless it's
No,
really.
Okay, I use that as just an example.
Abdul
Abdul
Salam, sorry bro, I apologize. If a fight happens between a husband and wife, it should stay between a husband and wife.
I know, but sometimes-
If it's peak, look, fuad, if it's peak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you what to do in the Quran.
Go on.
Quran, bro, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. We have sent you the Quran, a clarification for everything. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Shaitan Rajim, فَأْتُوا بِحَكَمٍ مِّنْ أَهْلِهِ وَحَكَمًا مِّنْ أَهْلِهَا. Ammar, you can correct me if you know the verse. فَأْتُوا بِحَكَمٍ مِّنْ أَهْلِهِ وَحَكَمٍ مِّنْ أَهْلِهَا. Okay, so bring, like when you have like a major fight, you know what I mean, and you want to kind of like bring a mediator, you know what I mean, or bring a referee. You bring a referee from your family and a referee from her family, and they sit down. You tell them the problem, you get me, and they will judge amongst you.
What if the family can communicate?
You know, but at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, if your family cannot communicate, you can bring someone that can act. You know, instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get me?
As a mediator.
If it's not your dad, your mom. If it's not your mom,
It's good.
your
I like
uncle.
this all theoretically.
Because we're all
but
moving like
practically.
no one in our family can speak English.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
we're not saying that.
Get someone
we're speaking.
old enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another thing is they say, what if you're not ready for marriage? You know.
What's ready?
Like I was looking at stats. Remember when I told you we need to search this up so we speak with evidence. I was looking at stats and it says in Ireland, the HSC reports, it says that there was more teenagers pregnant back in 2001 as comparison to now, because obviously now contraceptives are a lot wider spread.
Yeah.
But despite that, 20% of every 1,000 teenagers are pregnant, get pregnant. 20%, bro. 20% of every 1,000 teenagers. And that's from 15 till the age of 18. You know, or 19.
That's huge.
You know,
What happened?
bro, 20% of every 1,000. That's a massive number. What does that tell you? People are having intercourse on their age. You know what I mean? And they limit the age of marriage in Ireland to 18. And in Europe in general, you know, and France, bro. I'm gonna put the newspaper here and inshallah I'm gonna put it up on the screen. They are giving contraceptives to 12-year-olds in schools.
Even
You
now,
know, and they're making hijab a choice or like
workplace.
Huh? No, in France, the hijab now, you're not allowed to wear it until you're 18 because basically you're too young to make a choice before 18. But people are choosing to have sex before that. You know what I mean? And it's okay. They're giving them contraceptives, they're giving them condoms, they're giving them pills at schools.
I've always said it, like, I'm running away from this Western world when I have kids. I have to go.
100%.
Especially when your child starts to grow up, like, we're heading towards scary and scarier times. Like, alhamdulillah, like, even I can say, like, even around the society I was raised around, like, alhamdulillah, I haven't done terrible. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen other people, like, and let's be like, how can we blame our brothers and sisters when so much of this is widespread? Which is why deen versus dunya started as well. Because sometimes we don't feel like we have a community. The elders are shouting us down, learn this, do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So we don't have that, like, you know, just chilling with the brothers. Do you know what I'm saying? The Muslim brothers.
There's always that one brother that's gone wayward, and you ask yourself why is this the case? But that's because he didn't have that
community. Exactly.
Like, we go through the same trials that you're going through, but he takes it in his own hands and he says, I'm going to do this, or the sister says, I'm going to do this because I feel like I want to do this. But you don't understand, like, you're going towards an evil destination, bad ending.
100%, bro. Like a close friend of mine, I love that guy for the sake of Allah, man. He's been going through a bad time, you know, although he's very practicing, you know, and I've seen that with a couple of brothers as well, and it's very sad, bro. It's very sad. But what the shaitan tends to tell you, you should not go to your good friends because they're going to judge you. It makes you embarrassed. It's good to be embarrassed. It's good to be shy from your sins because it shows that you have a good, your core is pure. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's good because you recognize the bad and the good. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, the shaitan sometimes uses that against you. How? By trying to push you away from your good friends, from that good environment, so that you're alone with him. Do you know, like the stray sheep that moves away from the flock?
That's what I'm saying. Even touching back to marriage, I said my wife's friends are crucial for me. I must know all of them, and I must know what they're about. Because let's be honest, even the Prophet ﷺ said, he talks about, you know, I forgot the hadith in Arabic, but it says, you know, you follow the relationship of your friend. Exactly. So you follow the relationship of your friend. So if she has wayward friends, but to you she's good, just know when she hits out, God knows what she's doing. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, as Muslims, like, there's certain people we shouldn't want to be around just because they do certain things. It's the truth, you know. We can try to hide away from it, but it's the truth. You know, certain people I know, if I stay close to this guy, eventually, you know, I might end up.
Okay, we can let's talk about marriage in this context. You're saying nowadays you have them people who are they're committing zina every second week, every week. They're just going out and doing haram. What about the Muslim brothers? Do we see a group of them getting married every couple months? So where's the example?
So even when I spoke to you, what I said, inshallah, I want to get married early so I can be the black sheep of my generation. It only takes one person to do it, boys. Do you know what I'm saying? After that one person, everybody look at Dave, he done it. Do you know what I'm saying?
My mum will probably watching this every week. I talk about hudaifa, like, it's just that. But obviously, I'm not ready now. But do you know what I mean?
Everybody's expecting me to be black sheep. Like why can't you be black sheep?
Boys,
if that's happening, then we'll be encouraged to do so.
You'll be surprised though from the amount of people that are young that I know that got married. Because when you do it, you start to get closer to people that are on the same boat.
Exactly.
Osama Batour, bro, he's younger than me. 2 years ago got married. Yaqub, as I said, he's 20 now. He has 2 kids, bro. He's married. You know, Anas Gahbish is married. Osama Batour is married. So many of the brothers get married. Ahmed Boyce, he got married. You get me?
Yeah, but
and they're doing good, bro.
It takes one.
Listen, I think the Arabs have that on lockdown. Mashallah, the Nigerians, you don't see.
Yeah, but even if you think about it, are the Arabs changing from the cultural norm? This was always, correct me if I'm wrong, it was always cultural norm to get married.
But my parents got married young as well. This is something that's straight. You know what I'm saying? It's only become straight for this generation. Exactly, in the West.
Do you know when our parents brought us here, they had vision for us. Yeah, we have to like make it in a certain way.
Bro, I think parents forget that I belong to Allah, not to you. First of all, do you know what I'm saying? I know, it's the truth.
And the thing is, the parents are going to be questioning about us if they don't help us prevent.
Is this an attack the parents?
No, this is the truth, bro. No, think of it like this, right? So let's say he comes up, he knows his blood is hot, right? It's time, he wants to do his thing. He's come to his parents, he's like, Mom, I want to get married, Dad, I want to get married. They're like, you don't have your degree finished. That guy ends up in Zina next week. Do you think Allah is going to entirely pin it on him? When he gets in front of Allah, we hear in the Quran about how we're all going to be snaking each other on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Do you get what I'm saying? You think he's not going to be like, Ya Allah, I told my mom, I told my dad, they denied me, so do you get what I'm saying?
Allah does not wrong anyone.
Exactly.
Everyone will get this shit.
And then if we get married without our parents' permission, we're falling into danger.
I get you.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
and that's especially if you have the ability and your parents have the ability, and they're like, no, you need more, you need more, you need more. You get what I'm trying to say? That's when they're going to be
So dunya.
Okay, let's change the question.
I think, Fuad, before you move on, I think in the West, the reason why marriage has like people think it's so hard is because, let's say, we've integrated with the society here, and in the society here, when they think about marriage, they're gonna think about 50 grand they spend just on the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding dresses, I don't know how many grands, bro. Yeah. It's just like if you're gonna book a hall, right, and they know it's for a marriage, it's gonna be thousands. If it's gonna be for a birthday party or whatever it is, so much cheaper, so much cheaper, bro. Just the title. If you put on the title marriage, everything is like X 10 times more expensive. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And also divorce, bro. Divorce. In Ireland, if you get married legally, not Islamic marriage, because Islamic marriage, divorce is so easy. I divorce you. Done. You understand? Divorce, some sisters are like, oh, you need to get married legally. I'm like, no, I don't need to get, why would I need to get married legally if I'm married Islamically, and that's all I need, you know? Because divorce in Ireland, bro, takes 5 years. 5 years it takes, and it's such a long process
to get married.
To get
divorced. And that's why, like, I remember when I used to work and I asked people, would you get married? They're like, no, I never get married. Do you think I'm stupid? For Irish people or Westerners in general, I'm not gonna get married. You get me?
So 50% tough from a pattern. Yeah, like I feel like that's something a lot of the brothers fear as well, marrying the wrong woman. Do you get what I'm saying? But I've always said qadr is qadr. If you're gonna divorce, you're gonna divorce. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather know, okay, I've done something for the sake of Allah. Maybe it didn't end up in the way I wanted it to, but I've done what I've done. I know Allah's got me.
And for us, you'll gain experience from it, even if it goes wrong.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Your next one.
Exactly.
Well,